All right. We're back with another stream. This is not gonna be a long one, but I wasn't able to do a whole lot with my downtime at work. The reception was just so bad that it made grinding impossible. I did do some mining. I got that done. Oh, last night at work wasn't too difficult. We're starting to use some big time water here in the North Texas area, so it makes my business a little bit harder when the water demand's so high. But we got through it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm just pulling these. I don't get anything except for these little remnant stuff. All the officers are all done. This was a good little mechanic to get officers. It really helped get those Voyager officers. When it was relevant to me, I tried to keep it full as much as possible. So let's make a pull here. All right. Already made that pull today. For some of you that may not have seen, I did engage with the Vengeance event. I was able to make it a little easier. I'll put interceptor. You can see I was able to get 262 of the 1,000 blueprints needed. I'm just redeeming some stuff. Rare double pull. I'm gonna make a full pull of the D because I had to get so much of it during that one event. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, I guess I could go ahead and make a full one this time. I've been making a single pull instead of a double pull. Okay, today will be the first day that I don't need this anymore. I won't be pulling any of this because I finished out flocks yesterday. And some of you might have saw me do it on there. When I did that efficiency, it cranked it down low enough that it made him gave enough shards for me to tear him up. So won't be making that pull anymore. So basically these two, and basically really don't need this one right now. I could just let the Trillium D stack up because I'm really close on a couple of the mirror officers, other ones. Yeah, I got enough to, I don't know what it was. I pulled something that gave me some Scotty shards, but the only problem is he takes these away mission medals And it's not going to be easy to acquire 50,000, but I'm going to try. The same thing with Pick Hue. I got to get 35,000 of the epics, even though that's not going to be easy at all, but a lot easier than the other. As you can see, I'm really close on Mirror Troy. I only need 3 more shards and I'm done with her. In fact, let's actually go into the faction. I should have even thought about this earlier. I don't know that I have enough loot to do it, but we will see. No, I don't. So Monday, I'm just gonna do something I told you I don't like to do, is put myself in a possible situation where me joining one of these guys, one of these lower guys with 66, you know, something like that, his group, and getting a bad draw. I'm just gonna have to do it anyway because I need the loot too bad. Even though they would think I would help them, but I wouldn't, because the odds are of me joining them and we end up with 2 70s instead of just one. I welcome that challenge, but me taking on 2 of them and still letting those guys be able to do the Armada stuff doesn't work real well, because I've tried it. Even if I can semi-hold those guys off, it's still it's not enough to get my other guys going. So it's really not worth it per se to. Let me make this pool. To do it, not because I don't think like I said, I don't mind losing because I want the loot, but the lower guys have a chance to build up the rank where they can get Ahura and some of the other stuff. I really can't, because I missed that boat, and partially blame it on the alliance I was in, because none of them wanted to do it when I think the matching was better in the beginning before they started jacking with it. But now, like I said, the odds of me joining 2 non-70 players and not getting 2 is very low. Because I'll draw the 70. Most of the 70 guys are staying together. There are exceptions to the rule, but so the odds are we would draw multiple. But like I said, I need to loot too bad now. There is a chance I can draw. There's a couple places I can actually draw, but it's the luck of the draw type things for her. I said I can't use these anymore. I don't have a lot of loot of the new loot, but we need to do a wave defense, but there's more pressing matters. I did a little bit of this yesterday. Well, let's see. Well, my server's got 2 milestones at least. I need to finish this milestone event. So I need to load up the cube and get in there. I think I've got my, there we go. Just get in there and finish it. I haven't done it because it was just too impossible to grind. I was able to finish the silent enemies for the Ferengi on my downtime and break time at work, but it was just too hard to grind because it end up having to chase ghosts where the hostel I was at wasn't really where they were or whatever. Okay, here we are. Let's get this thing done. And when I get low up here in a minute, I'm gonna go up into 70, see if there's any rare Oh, I need to see if I can make a pull. I didn't even look up there yet. When can I make this pull? In 41 minutes. I don't have enough. I've got to get lucky and get an epic. I don't think I have it. I'll know here in a minute. I can sit there and check. But I don't think I have directives. I think I used the last, I know I used the last one. I don't know if I acquired any since then. But when the last event there, we tried to see if we could take out a 70 epic and failed miserably. I'm pretty sure both score for the IMS, but the SMS is just for the hostels. I need to clear those first. You see, I did about half of them, but it was just too hard to grind. I mean, it's too hard to explain without being able to show you. And it had been impossible to show you there because I barely had, I got one set of directives. As soon as we get through grinding this, finish these milestones, we're gonna have to go in there real quick and do this epic so maybe we have some loot. We're gonna do it in here. I'm not gonna take a chance on another 70 and not be able to kill it. But I was able to kill all these 70s pretty, I mean not 70, but these ones in this 68 system pretty easily. If somebody left one damaged there. I would have figured somebody would have got that by now, because it was like that yesterday. Surely there's not more than us three that can kill those. So I know another guy, two other guys I know that can kill them. Because we were talking about how we could crew for the 70. I tried one of our combinations the other day. But one of the viewers said something about the GJ on his show and said something not to use mitigation officers, ones that in it. I tried that yesterday and I really couldn't tell the difference. than the crew that I normally use that does have mitigation officers in it. In fact, a bunch of 2 or 3 of them, like the captain and 2 of the lower deck. But I saw no difference in the damage that I did on that rare. Saw none whatsoever. You know, I might be able to draw that Klingon officer. Now, let's see. No, not that one. Where's the other one? 5 hours. That's just totally ridiculous. That they locked this out for a whole week, because the most you're going to be able to pull is 10 shards, and you go for a week. That's bullcrap. Because they're limiting on how many you can get. There's absolutely no way you could get 20 shards. Maybe they're talking about through the whole arc or something, because I noticed that it says 18, and I used it on though. I used pull 2 to see if it helped any. And they're just too expensive to use it that way. I wouldn't, after doing it that one time, because that would give me 300. No, thank you. I think I did it because there was nothing else in the store that I wanted. I mean, there are some artifact stuff in here, but we already have a better requisition than in just the refinery to get it. So I wouldn't waste my loot on any of that, to be honest with you. But in the end, I'm probably going to have to, especially if they don't do something about that cooldown. That cooldown is ridiculous. I can't believe I still hadn't cleared that pinnacle event. It's still scoring in it. It doesn't make any sense on that. I mean, the grinding I did do were high level stuff. I should have already finished those. I did hit another milestone for this thing here last night. Make sure I did this. Maybe it's right. Oh hell, I never joined it last night. No wonder I didn't get it. I was wondering why I never got. Yeah, I want to do that. I'm going to have to quickly limited research building. What do we got to do here? Spend on buildings or research. Ahead of the curve, that's what that event's called. Yeah, some of these will temporal. Oh, let's see if we got anything in here. I might, with some redeems I did last night, I might have some that are upgradable now. Let's see. No, I'm real close to the Crenum weapon. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. I mean, one of my viewers said it right as I was logging out. Hulk Hogan died yesterday. That was kind of a shocker. Now, if it would have been Ric Flair died yesterday, I don't think that would have come much of a shock. But it was the Hulkster. I know that I think that he'd been kind of like not public with some health problems, but he actually, from what I heard, he died of a heart attack. Don't know whether that's true or not. I'm not reporting that, but that was what I heard from a coworker. I didn't really look into it. I was not really that much of a Hulk Hogan fan. He was the part of the generation of the wrestling that I didn't really like, the hokey. Even though I did grow up in Von Erich country and went to the Sportatorium a couple of times as a kid, thought it was kind of like a fun atmosphere, but there was no pretense that it wasn't a straight up match. I won't, from what I've seen, growing up, getting older, and actually having a connection with Rainbow Ticketmaster and sitting like ring level at a couple of tapings of Raw and a couple of pay-per-views. Though the ending is scripted, the bumps that those guys take are very real for the most part. Of course, when they're going through tables and stuff like that, it's rigged to break. But those dudes are still taking the fall. There is still a fall I saw at a Ring of Honor show that one of the Briscoe brothers took that I still don't know how the dude wasn't injured majorly. I just don't know how he walked away from that. He took a dive off the top of the trailer of a semi on top of other dudes. Though, yeah, they kind of broke his fall, but how it didn't hurt all parties involved, I don't know. Still one of the craziest stunts I've ever seen. I mean, it was like New Jack level. I mean, if you don't know who I'm talking about, there was a guy that was an ECW, the real ECW, not the WWE version of ECW, but the real ECW. He used to take these monster falls. And probably one of the reasons why he lived a very short life, because he had a major head injury after one of them. But he continued to wrestle. I mean, almost to the point till he died. He was still going on indie circuit stuff. But the guy was called New Jack. And if you haven't seen it, the What's the name of that series? Uh, was not behind. It's kind of like they did a behind the music thing, but it was called something I can't think of the title of, but it's called The Life and Crimes of New Jack. I think if you just put that into a YouTube channel, you'll be able to find it. It was on YouTube to see. I can't remember what the name of that series was. It was on Vice TV. I mean, it was some of the best stuff. They did multiple wrestling stories, and most of them were very good. I mean, there were a few that, didn't really care about the wrestler when they were in their prime time or whatever, but the story was interesting as hell. They knew how to tell a story, and it's not Beyond the Mat was the movie. I'm trying to think of what. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, put it in channel. It was like a weekly documentary on wrestlers and wrestling events and stuff. I can't think of the name of it. It was on Vice TV. Probably the biggest one that they did was the one on Chris Benoit. It was a two-parter. I mean, there were things in that deal that was heartbreaking. But I'm starting to see. I thought that dude would be probably banned from everything for him being included with different, not from WWE standpoint. As far as WWE standpoint, they've almost erased his history. Because they got made look really stupid. Because they did their in-ring salute, like they do to every wrestler that passes away, which they will do for Hulk Hogan, probably tonight on SmackDown. And then they didn't know. Three or 4 months ago, PBD interviewed Hulk Hogan. It was pretty good. Yeah, I think what you see with Cena now, that's the way that most people feel about Hogan. I mean, his contemporaries at least. That he was a guy that really hurt the career of a lot of other wrestlers because he would not. Oh, okay, yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. He's done he's a pretty good interviewer. If he knows the subject matter that he's interviewing a guy. Sometimes when he's not as knowledgeable of some of the stuff his guests are, they kind of take advantage of him sometimes. But for the most part, if he interviews somebody, it's something to watch for the most part. I can't remember, there was this one, I can't remember who the guy that he interviewed that I thought it kind of took advantage of him a little bit. I can't remember who it was. Not that he, interviewed, he just took the person on the interviewer's word for too many things, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember who it was. I remember seeing it and saying, oh man, he probably should have researched this guy a little bit more. Oh yeah, it was the one that he did with Oliver Stone. Yeah, he did one with Oliver Stone uh, that he was too much of a fanboy of Oliver Stone and didn't really put him under the fire about some of the things that Oliver Stone does in his movies, where he uh, bends a little bit of fact just to fit his movie or the narrative he wants to put through there. And that movie JFK is probably the biggest uh, uh, factor on that. But yeah, it was Oliver Stone. It was Oliver Stone who he was uh, interviewing, that he should have found some of the people that critique some of Oliver Stone's work. Even the Doors movie, there was some stuff in the Doors movie that, like, even what's his name? Robbie Krieger had issues with. Even though the Doors movie was very good, I will say that. Val Kilmer's Jim Morrison is probably one of the better imitations of Jim Morrison I've ever seen. But yeah, it was Oliver Stone. That's who it was I was thinking of. To me, Oliver Stone's kind of like the left's version of Alex Jones. And just because he's left leaning in his politics, he doesn't get as much flack as he would if he was if he was on the right. But it's funny, like, Alex Jones loves Oliver Stone. Because I think he actually had his son or somebody was doing some stuff with him at one time. I know his son was working on that Jesse Ventura conspiracy theory series with him, and I think it was the last season. And they actually had his father on there. I mean, it was good TV, even though a lot of it was insane. I mean, if it's good TV, even if I know it's absolutely bullcrap, I don't care. You know, I'm smart enough to know it's a TV program and not. But I like to say it was pretty entertaining at times. The one that you can't find, I don't know why they scrubbed it, because there were other versions of the series that were way far more controversial and exist. But there was an episode of that Conspiracy Theories with Jesse Ventura where they were talking about that the U.S. government and the CIA was doing experiments hybriding human beings and chimpanzees. It's called Humanzy. Oh my gosh, that was such a crazy thing, and then that's how I first met Alex Jones, was through Jesse Ventura's series, because that Alex Jones was always Mr. X, you know, like, and I'll use a Oliver Stone deal. Mr. X was the CIA guy in Oliver Stone's JFK. They had all the answers, you know, that put all the puzzle pieces together for Kevin Costner's character. I can't. James Garrison. Okay, James Garrison in real life, he was this guy who had all the answers that put the pieces together. Well, Alex was kind of like that when Jesse would hit a brick wall in reality, he'd always go to Alex. Well, Alex was an expert on everything. He's like, yeah, the government's been doing that for years now. And then Alex took him to some place in Atlanta, I think it was. But I think the best drama series was the one where they went to that island, that experimental island where, if you ever remember, it's Silence of the Lambs, where Jodie Foster was going to let Hannibal Lecter be on this island. Well, I think it's called Plum Island. I think that's what it's called. It's like this big type of government restriction where you can't get so far, because they do experiments, medical experiments and stuff there, and it's there's some, like most of the things that, like Alex says, there's always like sort of like the opposite of rat poison. Like rat poison is like 98% grain and only 2% poison. Well, sometimes Alex's stuff is like 5% truth to what he's saying, but his interpretation of that truth and where he goes with it's kind of out there sometimes. And this is one of those cases where there was actually a government facility that they actually did medical experiments on, but they were making it like they were making hybrid animals and stuff like. I don't know if it was part of that Humanity episode or not, but it might have been. But that one was really good. I'm trying to think of the other. There were a few of them that were just, when it repeated, it was on a cable network that doesn't exist anymore. But when I would see it repeated, man, I was locked in most of the time because it was just so nuts. And then finally, when he talked about they were going to pull all of his stuff off that channel, I went and bought some of them on iTunes so I could watch it back. I've got like a half a season of Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theory in my iCloud somewhere. But man, it was crazy. I wonder what, because he's like one of the biggest Jesse Ventura apologists that there is. Like some of the things that they were claiming that with Alex and Sandy Hook, that some of the things that some of those people were claiming were actually true with the Kyle family, where after the book came, when the book came out and the whole incident with Jesse Ventura and Chris Kyle punching him came out, Alex went on his air and started that people were harassing him. That's for real, because I know Chris Kyle's brother. And actually, I almost got a chance to meet Chris one time. I was going to go to Craft International and do some training with him, and it just never happened because he was murdered at the shooting range by that deranged vet before we could get to the range, because I'd called him, like, I guess it was like in November, and he had something going on, and then he told me after SHOT Show, which is in January, give him a call back, and because we're gonna go to because I used to have a firearms related YouTube channel called Southern Boy Packing Heat, and we were gonna do some training and shoot video footage, and he was all keen on doing it, you know, because what we were gonna do is go from, you know, all the way from, like, you know, picking the right firearm for yourself to what kind of training should you start with. I mean, we were gonna do I mean, I was one time I was decent with a revolver. I never shot a semi-automatic in my life until it was right after Sandy Hook, or it might have been right before Sandy Hook, because I was looking for a pistol, and they just all, you know, the ammo and all that stuff, all the runs on guns and stuff happened during that time. And I do remember that. So it was around that time period. But yeah, I was gonna go from, you know, picking my firearm, getting the training that you need, getting your concealed carry license, all through that, you know, and he was all on board to help me do it. You know, because we had a good conversation, you know. I mean, first I was just going to ask him if I could do training with him, and then I was telling him about that, and he was all on board. Okay, I mean, he was, so I never got to actually meet him in person, but I talked to him on the phone several times. Because he thought, well, my whole concept of what I wanted to do was a really good idea, that it was the kind of thing that actually needed to be on YouTube. And so he was on board. But we just never got to do it. Well, I mean, now for Alex, you know, when you throw so much stuff on the board, some of them are actually going to stick, you know, but he's the kind of guy, because he was right about something, everything he's ever said is right, you know. But I think one of the funniest episodes was of Alex. It was during the whole COVID thing, and when they were doing the forced vaccinations and stuff like that. A UFC fighter had gotten the vaccinations and he was one of the individuals that had bad effects, and he was Joe Rogan's friend, and Joe Rogan's told him he needed to go on Alex Jones' show and tell him about his experience. So he does that, and Alex is Alex. So this guy goes on to tell his story, and he's getting rained by all these people, you know, telling him he's gonna die in 5 years or whatever, you know, like, yeah, you'll be all dead in 5 years, you know, all this stuff, and just you could just tell this guy was freaking out on the inside, and I'm sure Joe Rogan was laughing his ass off wherever he was at, because he didn't know what to expect with a dude like Alex, you know, and but But you know what? Some of the things he said about the damn shot is true. All the people having the heart problems and certain heart problems has skyrocketed since people took the vaccine. So, but you know, people haven't all died in 5 years like he predicted. You know, because it's been past that now. You know, but people have come up with underlying heart conditions that have taken the vaccine. Not all, but some, you know. enough to really scare the crap out of anybody who took the shot. I didn't do it. Not because of anything that Alex Jones said, because I just thought there's literally no way that they could have, vaccines take years and years to, uh, uh, to hone in, and that, a couple of months isn't enough time to come up. And no, and you know what? No, as they've had to admit, it didn't help anybody not get the virus. Some people say it made them less sick. That I don't even think that's correct, because both my sister and brother-in-law got the shot, and when they got the COVID, my sister didn't have it as bad as my brother-in-law, but my brother-in-law almost was hospitalized. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it. I wasn't one of these persons that, tried for other people who wanted to do it. But I did get in an argument with a guy at work about it. Because now there was a guy at my job that, even after the whole mask thing ended up being, a crock too, this one guy still wanted people to mask up around him and stuff. And then one guy said, "Man, no, I'm not going to do it." And they got into a pretty heated argument. The same guy I'm talking about that was mad that I told him that I was never getting the vaccine. I said, I'm not going to do that because there's no way they tested it enough on. And like you said, that's what I said at the time. Who knows about the long-term effects of anybody who took it? Because there's not enough data. Because it took them decades to come up with a polio vaccine. Now we got this unknown virus that suddenly they've got a vaccine for in 2 months. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But if it gave people peace of mind and they felt that it was worth doing, then more power to you. I'm not saying but people should be able to have the choice with their own lives what they want to do. But no, I didn't get it. But yeah, there's a guy at work. He got all bent out of shape because I said, "That ain't happening. I'm not getting no vaccine." But yeah, you have to find it. It was within the first couple of years of it all. Listen, you can hear this guy's head's just exploding with all Alex, because Alex is in his rare form. When that guy's on there, man, he's like, because he's got so much stuff that like your regular guy, I'm not going to be able to vet what information that Alex Jones has given him is true or false, Because when Alex talks about he has his stack, he really does have his stack of all the information that he has in there, and he not only from his own self that he does it, he has crews and crews of people that do the research and the thing, whatever he's talking about. So whether whether it's bullcrap or real, he's going to have so much stuff that it's going to make your head spin, And he sure did this poor cat, man. He could tell he was freaking. If he didn't have a heart attack from the virus, from the vaccine, he sure was almost going to have it from the stress that he was stressing out on, because he was. I didn't see the video, but I bet the dude was sweating. Because this, because not only Alex, it was coming from all of Alex's crazy ass callers, I mean, as scary as Alex is sometimes with some of his stuff, his callers are even more scary. When you sit there and listen to the I mean, everybody, each their own. If you feel better about the whole thing, getting the vaccine, more power to you. But don't make other people who don't. So that was the whole thing about it. They were trying to make where people who weren't vaccinated couldn't go about everyday business. And I remember Facebook at that time. If you had anything that was anti-vax, man, it was going to get either banned off of there, or they were going to put all these bogus fact-checking stuff on there. I mean, they were still doing that up to a time, but then it got to the point where I think somebody was going to sue them over it, and they ended up relaxing that some. Because somebody put one of those tags on something that was actually real with some bogus scopes type thing on it or something. I don't remember what it was. But somebody, I think they were going to get sued by somebody. And they ended up pulling it. Or at least relaxing it a great deal. But anything that didn't have the left agenda always got popped with it. Okay, how close are we done to being done with that stupid? I think, did we finish it? Or I know I've seen something for it. Because once I finish the SMS, looks like I am done with it. Looks like I'm on the server. I'm on 6th place. How many days is left with this? 3. Okay, I'm going to pull this. Since I'm through with the SMS, I'm going to go ahead and pull it. And then we're going to run some those armadas, or even though they say they're not technically armadas, they're still armadas, solo armadas. We're going to do a couple of those. I'm going to use the Epic one first, and I'm going to come right back in the same system with a crew in it. I'm just going to use my a modification of my Armada crew. Instead of using 7 of 9, I'm going to throw Dash on there, and I may put Quasi below deck. Oh man, tired. I stayed on here too late yesterday trying to see where I was going to place in that event. Man, the spinning went crazy like the last 30 minutes. I went from 3rd place all the way down to 8th. And the top 3 or 4 of those guys, man, they were spending like madmen. I mean, you know, I had the biggest thing. What I did is I combined a real need of for me is when I dropped my alliance and went solo. What I did lose this emerald chain thing that that our alliance had. They had built their emerald chain up high enough that we were taking advantage of. There's one whole health. You know, wherever they were in here, they had, you know, wherever they were, there's another whole health. I'm not sure where they are in the emerald chain on the other one, but there's another whole health there. But, well, I lost that when I left there. And I saw my ships go, this ship right here, go from, I don't have all my people in there. Let's go ahead. Now he's in the other ship. Okay, so I saw this ship go from, right now when I got my whole crew in there, I'm like at 94 billion. I saw it go from almost 97 billion to 90 billion. I lost about 7 billion in power when I left the alliance. So when I was looking at this early, I was looking to see how I could get some of it back. And one of the things that I did is I hammered hard on this the gimmick building for Section 31. I hammered hard on it and got it done to where it was placed out. But one of the things that this building has is you can see whole health bonus, and it gave me, because I had it about like 30 or something like, no, it was higher than that. It was like 50 something. So I got the last 10 things there for it. And so that gave me 22, you know, where it's at right there. So I was saying, what else can I do? And I remember the old Syndicate XP did have whole bonus on it. So I went and looked, and I noticed that if I could take it up to 58, I would get a 400% boost. And if what the scuttlebutt, don't know that this is actual fact, haven't heard this from anybody official in any way, that this next part of the arc, the scrapping is going to come in. That's why they put this in here. We're going to get to be able to scrap those G6 ships that we haven't been able to do. Don't know that for certain. No, I haven't heard that from any official channel. It's not something I heard in the VIP thing. It was something that someone told me, and something I've deducted from the time length of when they would have found out about it, if that makes any sense. Because when this person would have found out about it, it's going to have to happen. I thought it was either going to happen this arc or next one. But I think it's going to be in the next one. We're going to finally get the G5 scrapping. And I've got a bunch of ships that I can scrap. GJ said the other day it would not be coming this year. Okay, well, I heard it from somebody else that it was, and that they'd seen it, and it's not something that's going to be. But but he's got more current information than this person would have. So maybe the thing that they ended up doing, because this when the person that heard about it was going to happen in the next few months, or what I was told, we did get this expansion in this hangar, you know. So they may have opted to do the hangar expansion and screw us over on the, but we were told in the one of those CEO VIP things that was coming this year, but the first time that we got something in that nod was actually a question from me last July, because he read my question. I asked him a lot of us are drowning in G5 ships and we need to be able to scrap them. And what is this? Somebody. Oh man. I don't know who's texting me, but when I last July, when they had the very first one in VIP, when they had the CEO guy, I asked him. I said, a lot of us are drowning in 5-star ships. When will scrapping come into the game? And his answer then was real soon. Well, real soon would have been within the end of the year to me, but that never happened. And then I think it was February, it was asked again, and they were saying it was going to come this year, sometime this year. But then I asked somebody else that would be in the know, and they were telling me it was going to be here in a couple of months. And then the time period that it would happen, I thought was either going to happen this arc or next. But I don't know. He may have heard something else, because he like him and Rev. When Rev was in the content creator program, they got to see a roadmap a couple of months ahead. And he may have seen something that I don't know, but at least we've heard at least 2 other times they were going to do it this year. And I'm hoping that they are, because if it doesn't happen soon, it's not going to help me when it comes. Because I'm not going to, if it's going to be similar to like the epics from the other ones, trying to scrap them. Let's see if I think I might have one. I'm not going to scrap the one that I'm going to show you, but where's it at? Here it is, right here. Okay, we'll go with. See, now the G5 one, the G5, not the G5, but the Epic G4 does have rares in it. Not a great deal of them, but if you're able to scrap enough of these, you could actually be able. And what happened here too, which would actually make it, for the biggest hurdle for me this last year, for this ship, wasn't the rare parts, and it wasn't the rare materials. It was actually the uncommon parts. Even though it used rares, but it used an ungodly amount of uncommons. Like I had to have All four of these took 97,000 uncommon parts each. 97,000, and I've got all the efficiencies that you could have for this thing, and it still was 97,000. I don't know. I'd hate to know if I didn't have any, if I was totally free to play and didn't have a couple of those primes I got that helps the ship. You know, who knows what that would be right there. I guess you could go on Spock's Club and see, but I mean, that's a good resource, but somewhere on my account it got broken because what it tells me I need and what I actually need is way off. It's actually way too many. There's like some kind of either research or prime or one efficiency that I have that it doesn't show that I have on Spock's Club. Even though I do the update every time before I go in there. But so I don't ever use it anymore. But I did in my definitely in my 40s and 50s. But something happened. I can't remember what it was that we. Oh, I think it was when. It might have been when Lorca. When I got Lorca, that's where it got screwed up. But before that, it was not completely accurate, but it was enough to where I could sit there and plan stuff ahead and use it as a guide. But like I can't remember the first time I had to upgrade one of my ops level. I went in there and saw it, and I go, oh man, it's gonna take me. Because I wasn't to the point where I could do it yet, but I was maybe a couple of upgrades from it, and I go, oh man, it's going to take me 3 weeks to get enough ore or whatever for that. And so I do the last upgrade and I go to it. And not only did I have enough to do the ops levels, and I had enough to do the academy, which uses the same stuff, practically. It uses ore and the same materials for the most part. Now, what they do, now some of you probably have seen this. What the real kick in the nuts is so you're using ore to do that one. And then ore for that one. But every once in a while they'll make you upgrade this shuttle building before you can do the academy. And it also uses ore. So, yeah, I mean, it's a huge kick in the nuts. And before they did this expansion to the new stuff, it was pretty much an obsolete building at Ops 50 and probably never needed to go past Op 50, I mean, it should be like, what building? Like you see this hollow deck never goes past 30. This thing should have never went past 50. Because most people are done with the entire mechanic by that time. If you did them regularly. I mean, there are people who didn't, but if you're a serious player in the game and went and saw the value of getting some of the, not really these stupid missions per se, but some of the stuff in that refinery where you could go in here and get, let's go into it. We have to go to let's do this first. I need to look real quick and make sure I'm not missing anything before the thing turns over here. But I have to make a pull. Transgen, what's here? So what I'm going to do, if I got enough to make a upgrade on this, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait until Monday or Tuesday. Let's see, how close are we? No, we're not even halfway there, so I don't think that's probably a worry this week. All right, so let's go ahead and look at. I was going to look in the refinery. Sorry, got sidetracked with that pool. So we go down in here. Oh no, it's not here. It's in the tab. It really doesn't make sense to me that they got these separate like this. It never has. They all should be in the same thing over there. So we got all the new stuff. And then they kind of put this blueprint stuff. And this is really a decent place to help source your ships. So I would use that, but the old school stuff in here they had. You know, you have your reputation that you could get all the time. It was really good. Then here's like the old. Well, why do they got blueprints in here too? That's kind of dumb. It looks like they got all the way up to your. Is that the regular Enterprise or Enterprise A? No, the regular Enterprise, the Epic one. Okay, now I've got to see why the heck would they. It says G3 priority blueprints. So maybe this is a different loot. Yeah, it's different loot. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay. But anyway. Dang, I didn't realize I grinded that many a while ago. Okay. We'll see how close we are to that. No, it hadn't been enough time for it yet. Okay, I'm trying to think what else I need to do. I'm getting tired, guys. Those 12-hour shifts kick your butt sometimes. I think we're done with all this. Yeah. Okay. Before I go and do those armadas, which I have no time limit on, I'm coming through here looking at the regular events, see if there's anything in this incursion ones that needs to be done. Yes, I don't have any. Number one, I don't have any research I can do. I don't think. I'm sure not going to have enough to do a leaderboard event. And you got to be in the top 100. Let's see what the lowest score is. Friend wild card. Well, if I score any, I'll score because there's only 97 people who have put anything in it. Okay, let's go find something. But yeah, I heard. Like I said, my information's at least 3 months old. The one I was going by, because that's why I'm thinking, from what he was telling me, at the roadmap, that guy would have seen that it would have to be coming in these next, either this arc or next. But he actually sees the most current stuff. So what is Voyager crew? I don't need that. I'm just looking through this stuff. I need this anyway for Scotty, so I don't need to spend that. I think I might have some station stuff at the very back, some of the crap ones. Okay, I don't even need this, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's score in the event. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't help me anymore in the weekend events, so I might as well do it. Or next Tuesday won't help me, and it's uncommon. I mean, it's common too. Okay, let's go make sure that scored. If it didn't, then we'll start to look for something else. You would have thought some of those favor stuff did would have scored in it. No, I didn't score anything. Well, what do you got to research? Oh, you got to use mirror dust, artifact, forbidden tech. I'm pretty sure that I did some forbidden tech within this thing. Okay, let's go in there and do it anyway. Let's go hit one of these things and see if we can score anything in it. Well, went past it. All right, let's look. The only thing I really have that can score in is this one. Position 88. Okay, let's look what else we got we could score in. Oh, we can do the whip. Yeah, because the reason why I didn't do any further than this was because I don't ever really use the Devore for anything. Or whatever it's called, and that's the only place you would ever put this thing. Okay, at least we got something out of that. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else. Let's go back in there and see what else scores in it. At least we're not left out. Okay, let's go back in there and see. Got all the way to 78. Woohoo! Okay, so does chaos? Yeah, chaos does too. We can score some of that because I've made a few pulls and I actually need to do it. Okay, so let's go into the chaos tech now. Okay, I want to do this Godsend one. I got one more. Does it get me to the... No. Okay, move me up a little bit. Let's see what else is in here that we can do. Oh, wrong thing. I noticed they put something else in here. I clicked on it by accident and saw something in here. Can't remember what it was now. Oh yeah. Yeah, here's some mirror dust. I was looking for this the other day. This was for $99. You get 5,000 of this. That's just totally insane. Because if you look at how costly they are for researches, let's go in the Mirrorverse. Well, that'd probably at best get you 3 upgrades and for 3 researches. For $100, you got to be freaking kidding me. And I know there's guys in my other alliance, who I know at least spent over $1,000 on it because he thought it was going to be some magic key that helped him punch up on some people. It did on some people that didn't have the other research done. But anywho, all right, let's see what else we got in there. Because I'm going to try to exhaust everything that I can without spending any money. I mean, I wish they had those temporal things that count. I got a shit S load of those I could redeem and spend. Wrong event, Joe. You want to go into this one. Okay. 6G. See, it won't even let me. It won't let me score anything but 6. That's bull crap. So I'm going to. I mean, Carol Marcus is pretty good, and you're also getting these tokens, but they're not enough. Even 50,000. 50,000 is okay, but what it would take you to get the first slot and what you're gonna have to spend here would hurt you for any of the stuff for this weekend at all, or if you're even going to be involved in the, vengeance, you're definitely not going to spend anything on this. So it's kind of a ridiculous. That's the way mission medals. Now, if I could get enough for Scotty, that would probably rocket me way up there, but I don't have enough for Scotty without spending money. Mastery upgrade, restore. Chaos, I've got everything I can. Okay, I'm thinking I'm all I can do there, but at least I got something out of it. And where am I here? What am I going to get on this one? I'm looking at 13. That's not enough either. You know, that's pretty nice right there, but that's where I scored as high as I am. I think I won that event. But the problem is I don't have any buildings I can build. And I mean, I did some research for the Tuesday, the vengeance thing, but I don't really have all that I can do. And what I have to do, I'm going to save for next week. So I'm dealing with that one, so that's all we can do. It's better than not getting anything. Like this one I'm not going to do. Because this is a straight spend event. This is going to cost you $300 to finish the thing. For 800 of the Ferengi stuff, forget that shit. All right, so we're good there. We got everything. Looks like we're doing pretty good. I don't ever do this one because I don't. Who wants another Gorn ship? They should have a sub event for people who have the ship. It's really stupid. And like I said, I did this one yesterday. Yeah, I mean, it's easier source, but at the beginning, you know, they haven't really changed it from. I think they had a day one pack when the thing went that had a whole bunch of them like they always do, and then the rest of it is sort of like these tokens. I don't know if you know that the tokens are still there. I thought they had taken them out of the store, but they're not. They're in here. And those day one packs had 160,000. and they put them in the store like twice. And so when those go through there, yeah, if you can get one with 10,000 in it, that might be worth $100. But one for 5,000, when you saw it, it would be gone in 3 researches for $100. That's just really not worth it. Now, the 160 gives you 100. No, it doesn't. 160 did a really amazing job on any of the rares that were in there. Because I bought all 3 of the packs and they had 160 in there. And I'm the kind of guy, if they can give me 160 in those packs, why can't these have 162? You know, that's bull crap. But if you were really close to, this gets you 25 epics right here. And I'll show you that. Mainly it's like a closer for one of your rares. I think you can get a whole tier with one of the rares for one of those. Let's go in the store. Look at Giorgio. Where's she at? Where's my gal? Oh, here she is. She's up front. No, they moved her. Where are they at? No, it's not in there. I can't. Trying to read it. Well, there she is. Okay, so 80, that gives you 20, and 20,000, so that's 100. Gives you 25. You know. So if I wanted to finish her out, it would at least cost me 200 and maybe the $50, 250, get the $50 pack. Maybe. And that we'll go maybe on that. I'd have to go look and see how many you get in the $50 pack. But I might have a chance to finish her out if I can get, we get some more events with the tokens in it. But I think Rev had said on his one of his videos that they're going to keep this in here permanently. So it does give you the option to come back later and finish some of these. But if they ever you ever see the 160 pack in there, and you say you want to upgrade Mariachi Q, you're tier 3.5 or something like that. Well, that's gonna pop you up pretty high, get you pretty close to finishing Mariachi Q or whatever rare that's in there. But the biggest thing that I want to really recommend to you guys is, and they're in 2 places right now, is let's go into the research. Are these efficiencies? Like, I took this where it was, and it automatically where I had him. Let's put it that, where I had Picard finished him for me. The same, and I did this here. Who did it finish for me? But it's got me really close on Dabinga and the Kirk brothers too. I'm not too far away. I'm less than 100 on all 3 of them. Mirror Crew. That was the first one I did but it's not in here. I think it's in the Mirror Crew's in the faction. It's over here. Augment. And you can see I've got it as high as I can get it until tier 15 on my Reliant. The same thing with all those. And that helped me with Gwen. This whole arc helped me with Gwen because she was one of the officers you could pull with these tokens here too. Okay, I got some stuff right here I didn't need to. I got to build back my stash because I spent crazy on those tokens in there, even on stuff that is kind of iffy whether it really helps me or not. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I used all my epic tokens up, but I got a pull coming here in 21 hours. I'll just wait. Oh, here's my Reliant pit. That must have just spawned. I didn't see it a while ago. Why not? I got that common stuff coming out my butthole there, so why not get rid of it? I don't know that I want to tear up too, but what the heck? Who knows? There might be some kind of gimmick I could use to take a shortcut with 2 of those stupid ships. But if I do get it done, when I finally get it done, whenever, it won't get a lot of love until the other one's done. All right, got bales. That does work. Okay. I think that's okay. That reminds me of the other thing we were going to do before I went to sleep. All right, let's go ahead and pull that epic. So let's go ahead. We're going to change crew. Whoops, wrong button. Let's go here. Let's get my Armada crew, but we're going to make some changes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull. No, let's see. Come on. Now it's locked up. It did this yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and discard and do it all over again. It was doing this lockup crap yesterday. Let's see. Let's go all the way back down. Apply. I'm going to go ahead and just confirm it and then come back, just in case the thing that's screwing it up is I'm pulling it from the deal here. So we do want to put Quasi in there below deck. So I'm going to put him in place of, okay, let's look at this real quick. Montgomery Scott, Mill, okay, we might want to keep him. Okay. 600%. I think him and Paris are almost the same officer. Yeah, he's got Scott, my McCoy is higher at 600 where he's 500. So let's get rid of Paris and put Quasi in his place. I mean, then there are other options too. I could take these officers that work on either. So I got another one that gets shield health by 350%. Okay, now let's look at E. Troy and see what her come on. I'm gonna do that. Critical. Let's go ahead and look and see what else we got in here. Hull breach. As bad as I'm going to say it, I think I am going to get rid of Brianna and put Scotty there. Get that extra shield. Okay, so let's go. And you got, I mean, there's so many good options now. You got Seska here that gives you critical hit. I don't think she is as high as my, oh gosh. Let's go. We look at here, we got 90% critical damage. Let's look at Seska again. Let's go. Once per weapon. Okay. When she's at a little, when I get her tiered up higher, she's going to be probably the choice over her because you get once per weapon. But I'm still going to go with E. Troy over for right now. When I get her up a little higher, then she's probably going to be one. She'll probably replace E. Troy down there. Okay, so I think my below deck looks okay. Now we need to go group. We're going to put her in 7 and 9's place. And now we're going to go back and hit that rare. I mean, the epic. And I don't need any boosts for this. That's why I was surprised that the 70 is so much stronger, because I can go through here with really no boost of any kind and come here and crush these things. But I haven't found the key for the 70 epics. But I can do the rare epics if I use Exocom and use all my booster ships to give me a boost. I can actually hit 2 of them. In fact, we'll go right up there after we. Oh, you know what? I can get my NX-01. Don't even have to fly in there. We'll see if any rares are spawned. Last time I hit the only. Oh crap! It doesn't have the war. Did I pull the wrong one? How does the NX-01 don't have? Well, this is okay. I could put Grush in there maybe. Let's put Grush on the deck, even though I'm not really going to fly him there. Okay. Now let's go in here and look. Oh, you got to have it out. Let's go. Send it there, and then we'll stop. Okay, so we got 2 rares in here. 1, 2. So we'll come up and get those after we do this one. Okay, we're in there now. No, we're not. I'm going to go ahead and get the injured one. Why not? It's not like it's going to give me less points. let's fly it back. I must have finished the SMS for that. I didn't know there was one, but it's too hard to. There's too many moving parts in this thing. Let's see. Where is the SMS I scored that in? I guess it's in this one. And I must have got both these milestones together. You get 4 points for, okay, that's exactly what happened. How much for the rear? 1. Okay, that does make sense. Okay, when could I make that next pull? I know it was real close. Okay, yeah, we can now. All right, come on, lucky. See if we can get our epic. And we did get one. We got one rare. We got some dust. Okay, we'll get Gwen. We'll do our Gwen one. I'll wait till we're done with this. And then I'll get another one. I'll see how much loot I get when we get done doing what we're going to do here in a second. Okay, so let's get everything ready for it. I'll tell you something I did last time. I don't know that it helped any, but why not? I got it. Why not do it? Oh, no, I did it on the Epic and it didn't help. I remember. I brought the Galaxy Quest ship and hit it with its ability to see if it would, maybe lose and not die, It didn't work. But heck, who cares? I don't ever use it for that, so why not? Let's pull out the whole bag of tricks. Why not? Let's don't leave anything. Oh, I've got a upgrade for the stupid ship. Okay, let's see. What is this? Mining laser. Let's do that. Why not? We'll do the cargo hull next. Okay, let's repair the cube. I guess we use the same crew. Okay. Trying to think what I want to do for exos this time around. Okay, first of all, let's see if we can find something good here. Officer stats for 1 hour. I saw something I was going to think about using. Okay, this one. I'm trying to use stuff I wouldn't normally use for anything else. And let's see, there was, no, there's nothing in here. Okay, so let's go to the combat, and we'll use one of the battleship ones. And then we'll use, even though I don't know that it will work or not, but I've got some to burn anyway, so I'm going to do it. Let me find it. It was up top. It should be right in the top of these. Here we go. And for grins, we'll go ahead and there's just a generic power one. There we go. I get these every day, so it's not, I use them quite often because they're so easy to come by. Okay, so we got that. So we're going to put this, okay, let's locate. And let's take the cube out. And okay. Let's do that last because it probably got the less time on it than any of these. Okay, let's do the max fort. Okay. Sorrento's boost. Defiant boost. And Galaxy Quest boost. Whatever it is. All right, so let's go. We're going to go back to we're going to go up into the 70 system. And we're going to go see if we can get a couple of those rares. And we're going to use the jump so we don't waste any time getting there. Okay, let's go right to this one. I'm going to look and see if anybody's come up with any magic pill for those ooh. I didn't kill it. That Galaxy Quest thing kept me from dying, but what did I do different that I didn't have before? I only killed like a third of, well, last time I killed 2 of them on one haul. What the heck's going on here? I mean, I just did this yesterday. Let's see if it's even still in my, no, I probably grinded too much in there. But it might be still even in the, I doubt it. I had to grind so many of those, yeah, dang it. That's where I did the, yeah. Oh, wait a minute, here we go. Yesterday, here. Is this a 70? It says Vanguard, here we go. Okay, I did use Giorgio on it. That's where I did differently. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna go back and see if I can get her. I'll just do just a regular fortification and see if I can get it. That's what I did differently. I put a different crew, had a different crew. Thought I had the same. So Giorgio made the difference on that. $10,000 is definitely worth looking at. Yeah, it'd be worth looking at, but I don't know if I'd still do it now. I mean, maybe back whenever I might have. Okay, let's go ahead and go in the store and do that redeem. Yeah, it didn't give me no loot, so I'm gonna go back in there and redo it. Give me some of these guys. That's some Hazo part. There we go, right there. 2 of those. This would be good to get some galactic acclaim, man. All right. See, that's what I thought would do to those that I picked the other day, but the Galaxy Quest didn't help it. But it did keep my ship from dying, I guess. Like, well, I guess. I did get my max. Okay, we'll get this. There we go. All right, let's repair real quick. We won't do the max fortification, but we'll be able to do the little one. I think I still have. We'll make that change on the deck too. I was sure that I used him. I think I might have used him last time, but we saw what happened there. We're gonna put. Whoops, wrong ship. Over. Okay. Where's she at? Let's go group. It'll probably show up faster that way. No, she's all the way into with them. Let's see. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Okay, no, we don't want to do that yet. We got to pull the ship. What we can do is just do a false one. Jump, stop. Okay, so we don't have to require it. So, all right, so let's do it all over again. Let's do it the same order. That. And okay, I don't have any more of that stuff, so we'll screw it. All right, let's jump again. We'll put all these in the hangar. All right, let's get this one so if somebody else does. But that one difference, man. I may not have the same lower deck either, but I think Quasi would actually. Nope. All right, let's go right back. Yeah, the max fortification matters on that one. Okay. Oh gosh, it just barely did anything to it. We'll have to come back for that. Forget that. Let's go into this. Let's go into this system and get the epic to finish the event, and then we'll go in here and get these two rares. There's some rares in there. Shoot, I screwed that up. Because I don't have any more. Max fortification. I won't have it for a couple of days. Okay, let's go into the 66 system now. I'm going to do this last one here, and then I'm going to save the other directives. that should give us a little bit of. Go on that store. Redeem. Where's it at? Here we go. It gives us a full one. Okay, that's nice right there. We got all of them. All right, we're done with that. Let's see what we got in here. All right, let's go. Oh, we still need to be in the redemption thing. We need to go down here and get the command center. Where's he at? Right there. So I'm gonna go in here and okay, I need a little bit more. I have to wait till the next one to do it. Cause that's what I'm gonna do. Max shield health. I think I got that one selected, right? Oh, I guess they're not selected. One's good. Always on. These are the ones I need to do. All these. I mean, I got kind of neglected this one because we got all those commanders all at one time. I need to come back and do some serious work with him. Let's see if there's anybody else. I don't think I got any con I can do. No. I just did him the other night, so there's not going to be anything left for him. Let's look at Sloan. Only got 98, so no. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go to sleep now. I got what I wanted done before I went to sleep, and don't know when the next one. Maybe I'll do it again tomorrow morning. But I've got to work tomorrow night as well, so there may not be another stream until Monday or Sunday night. But I am still going to haven't decided when I'm going to do a complete 24-hour wall-to-wall incursion. But I will do a long one. If I do in 24 hours, I may start a couple hours before incursions and cut it off around 9 o'clock so I can get a good sleep in before I go to work Wednesday night. So until next time.